Sawadee-kap. April the 26th. Monday. Got lots of good stuff to do today. Going to get out and about after I make the video, have breakfast, shower, get going. Living without a definite major purpose. There's that thing again, that definite major purpose, or your why. A lot of people call it your why. Why you're trying to get out of the rat race. Promises nothing but a scant living. A scant living. Wow, I don't want a scant living, do you? You may get by in life without a definite major purpose, but you will never get ahead. Definiteness of purpose is the starting point of all achievement. Starting point. Yeah. Financial goals in particular should be specific, definite, and measurable. And I'll add in writing there too. When you write it down, it kind of makes it real. It's not just a thought. You're putting it on paper. You're physically transforming it into something that you're going to read every morning. Remind yourself of why you woke up that morning. You should know what you plan to earn, by when, that's that specific we talked about, and how you plan to do so. There you go. So I mentioned when I was, 25, I was like, I want to be rich. Well, what's rich? What do you consider rich? And how are you going to be rich? And at 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know. I was sleeping. 50, well, by 50 I kind of started to get a clue, but I didn't really formulate the plan until I was, 2015. So I was 51. Yeah, so right around 50, 51 is when the lights came on for me and I formulated the plan. And what's sad is I had been exposed to this material like we're talking about. I read Think and Grow Rich when I was like 14 years old. So why it didn't stick, why I didn't apply it, I don't know. I honestly don't know why it took so long for me to do this. But yeah, I had no idea when I was 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, how to answer that question, how you plan to do so, right? I didn't know how. I don't know. I didn't focus on that for whatever reason. I lacked ambition and I lacked focus. I wanted to be rich, but I didn't think, well, okay, what am I willing to trade for that in the way of hours, ideas, energy? What do I need to know to be rich that I don't know now? I didn't think that way, and I should have, but I didn't. The greatest advantage of financial security is the peace of mind that comes from knowing that whatever challenges life brings, you are equipped to deal with them. Abso-fucking-lutely. You will be better at whatever you choose to do because you can focus on opportunities instead of struggling to eke out a living. Absolutely. Can you tell I'm from Jersey? Sorry about dropping the F-bombs, but that's the way I speak. Yeah. I mean, he fucking nails it. Go back, watch the video again. I mean, just that is the blueprint right there, guys. Again, and I've said that on several paragraphs in this book. That's one of the nuggets. You will be better at whatever you choose to do because you can focus on opportunities instead of struggling to eke out a living. What I used to say to my agents is, first you got to survive, because if you're not paying your bills, you're not being kind to others, you're not thinking like a problem solver, you're not trying to help them. If you can't pay your bills, you're like, fuck the seller, I'm going to get my electric shut off, and I get it. I understand you. Self-preservation, you need to take care of you first. So our first step whenever a new agent came on board is I train them and say, okay, let's talk about how you can make money right now, immediately, this week. And that answer was usually a flat fee listing. So my brokerage did 6% commission, because every broker does 6% commission, right? Any firm. But remember, I preach, whoa, That's scary. Well, I preach rule number three of building a business is make a unique selling proposition. So in addition to the 6%, our brokerage also did 5%, 4.5%, 4%, flat fee listings. And the flat fee was, depended upon the situation and all that. Back in the day when I started my first brokerage in 2005, I did $500 flat fee. Now there's a shitload of people doing flat fees also. So to stay competitive, I was doing $99 flat fees, but it was a la carte. So if you needed a lockbox, an electronic NEFAR lockbox, which not everybody did, then you'd pay more. If you needed photos taken, professional photos taken, you'd pay more. So sort of you pay for what you need. And people responded, and we had a shit ton, and yes, that's a mathematical number, a shit ton. We had a shit ton of people sign up and do those flat fees. And I would say that in the beginning, that was one of the things that helped keep the operation alive, because obviously I told you I also flat fee as a broker as opposed to taking a percentage, which the agents really liked. And I was able to do that, A, because of my flipping income, and B, because I was doing flat fee listings also. I had a mix of retail clients, investor clients who I gave a discount to. I had one recurring guy who bought 10, 12 houses, 15 houses a year. And after our first transaction where I got 3%, he said, would you give me a discount? Would you only charge me 2% to list it? He's an investor. I was like, yeah. Not only, so I said, my is no, right? In Thai. My chai is hell no, or fuck no, right? So I not only said, yeah, I said, hell yeah. Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll give you 2%. I mean, yeah. I'm not losing 3%, I'm gaining 2%, and you got to understand that mentality. That's when I pulled the trigger right away without hesitating on the same phone call. I didn't say let me call down, let me hang up and talk to my people and get back to you. I said yes immediately. I can't tell you how much money I made off of that 2% guy. A lot, and things like that. Once again, kept the whole thing. Every month there was checks coming in. I would get to my office. I would open up the little, I forget what they're called now, the little slots, doors, drawers that you open up. There's a name for them, and I used to know it, and I forget. Sorry, but you know what I'm talking about. Like a grouping of mailboxes in an apartment complex. I have them down here. The little boxes. Everybody almost like a pack and ship or a mail, like a P.O. box, a little similar to that, where you have the little, everybody has their own little key, their own little door to get their mail. And I'd open up the corporate box, and there'd be checks in there from a title company with my flat fee from my agents producing. We were up to 50 agents before I left. Or, a commission check from a title company for a deal I had done. Although later on I got to the point where I had all the title companies that I dealt with on a regular basis. I had my corporate account, and they would wire the money to me. So I didn't even go to closing sometimes at the end, especially the investor guy I told you about, the 2% guy. He was in New York. So closing was all done through mail, fax, whatever, email, couriers, FedEx and stuff like that. So it's not like a traditional real estate deal where the realtor shows up at closing, and that's a big deal if you don't. You're not going to leave a first-time home buyer sitting at closing going, what the hell is this? What am I signing? Why am I signing this? You show up for that closing. But for an investor who buys 12 houses a year, you don't need to be at the closing. So I got to the point where I didn't have to drive to the title company, pick up my check. They just wired it. Just like, oh, did we close today? Yeah, we closed it too. Okay, cool. You got my wire. Cool. You got my wire information. Yeah, we do. Okay. Hit a button. That day I get paid. So it's all good in the neighborhood. And once again, mindset. I can't stress how important that is. If I didn't have the mindset to not hesitate, that guy would have found another agent. There was at the time like 11,000 agents in Jacksonville. He would have found another one easily in a heartbeat. He would be glad to take the 2%. And yeah, I think that started a long relationship, years and years and years. Oh, and once again, that the reason he let me sell a house or a condo for him was he was the buyer on a condo I was selling, and it needed a refrigerator, and I did the legwork since he was out of state and found a used refrigerator for $100 delivered, set up. I solved the problem for him. He wasn't my client, right? I was representing the seller. So I had what's called a no brokerage relationship with him, but I helped him out. Like, how hard was that for me to make a phone call to a used appliance place and arrange to have that, and he paid, whatever, a credit card online. He dealt with the payment. I didn't have to do any of that. I didn't have to meet the guy at the place. I just, here's the address, here's the lockbox, and go deliver the fridge and set it up, $100. So he was so happy that I took that extra step to help him out. He said, well, I've got a condo I've got to sell. Would you be interested in helping me out with that? Sure. I sold it. We closed. I got my 3%, and immediately he said, hey, would you take less? Yeah, sure. And once again, that definitely helped keep the lights on, along with the, as I built up to 50 agents, the flat fee brokerage commission, brokerage transaction fee also helped. So good things coming with ORC. I understood that I couldn't manage Airbnbs from here. I was smart enough to know that before I left, so I put in motion selling my Airbnbs. They're all gone. They've been gone since last year. I'm actually selling my last rental too, the one that was going to be Section 8. The market is insane in America right now. I'm getting 3 times what the house is worth. I'm selling it because I can put that money to use over here, better use, in my opinion. But for the brokerage, I've been the broker for a year now, and it's not the same. For the agents and for me, it's not the same without me being there. Big Daddy needs to be there and in the office to listen to their problems, and that sounds stupid, but it is, at the end of the day, being a real estate broker is a people business. And I do plan to start one here in 2022. So I try not to bite off more than I can chew. If I started a brokerage here in Thailand this year, it would be too much, and I would not be able to focus like I need to focus on the car flipping and the house flipping business. Does that make sense? So know your limitations, know what you can do. I'm retired, so I don't need to have 4 businesses again like I did in the US. I don't need it. I don't want it. So once again, the car flipping business is taking a lot of my time and focus and energy because I'm new to it, especially here in Thailand. It's changing, as you saw the other day when they told me that they're moving the auctions online. Okay, I have to adjust, I have to adapt. But at the end of the day, say by July, I will have that up and running to where literally the only thing I do now is get online on the day of the auction, buy some cars, and then have my people pick them up, whether that's in Bangkok or in Hangdong, and bring them to the lot that Jeffrey and I are going to get probably next month. And from there, clean them, change the oil, do whatever. It's system. The point is, it's going to be a system. Once that's systemized, it will run on its own. And the more I interfere with that system, the slower it goes and the less money I make. So you have to learn to take your ego out of it too. Yes, you can build it, and not everybody can build it. But once you've built it, let it go. Let it run on the system. Trust the people you put in place. Have backups for the people you put in place, key employees, and just let the system work. Stop putting yourself and your ego into the business. It doesn't really need you, and in fact, you'll slow it down and cost it money. You could kill it if you meddle too much, because when you start to play with your new toy, what you're doing is slowing the works down. That system that you work so hard to build, you're in the middle. You're a cog now in the wheel. You're a blockage point. You're a funnel point, and you're squeezing it down to just you. To work, it needs to be bigger than you, right? That's where all your staff comes in. Is, many hands make light work. So build the system that you don't have to be in it from day one, and resist the temptation to go play with your new toy. My precious, my little puppy. Oh, it's so sweet. Yeah, it is your little puppy. Let it grow into a big, fucking, nasty, junkyard dog. And it can't do that with you holding its leash. Right? That's it for today, kids. Good stuff. Good stuff from Napoleon. Like, he's my hero. And I hope you all are getting something out of it. This is gold.